you ever wondered what the world's largest flower looks like? Well, it's no traditional beauty. This marvel of nature is called the Rafflesia arnoldii, or more popularly known as the corpse flower. Why this macabre nickname, you ask? It's because of its unique and somewhat unsettling characteristics. This giant among flowers is not just known for its size, which can reach a staggering 3 feet in diameter, but also for its scent reminiscent of decaying flesh. Yes, you heard it right, decaying flesh. It's a scent that's as fascinating as it is unusual. A scent designed to attract, not humans, but insects. This is just a brief glimpse into the extraordinary world of the Rafflesia arnoldii, a flower that truly pushes the boundaries of what we know about nature. Now let's delve into the fascinating world of the Rafflesia arnoldii and understand why it's so unique. What if I told you that the world record for the largest flower belongs to the Rafflesia arnoldii? Yes, you heard right. This botanical giant holds the title for the largest individual flower on Earth. Imagine a flower so large that it could easily dwarf a bicycle tire. Picture a bloom that, when fully opened, spans across a whopping 3 feet in diameter. That's about the same size as a fully grown man's arm span. Quite an image to behold, isn't it? But the Rafflesia arnoldii doesn't stop at just being sizably impressive. This heavyweight champion of the botanical world tips the scales at an astonishing 24 pounds. That's about the weight of a medium-sized dog, or, if you prefer a more domestic comparison, roughly equivalent to 3 gallons of milk. Now, let's talk about the duration of its bloom. The life of a Rafflesia arnoldii flower is fleeting, as ephemeral as it is impressive. From the moment it begins to bloom, the countdown starts. For about 5 to 7 days, this giant among flowers presents its full, magnificent glory to the world. Then, like a star that has burned too brightly, the Rafflesia arnoldii's bloom wilts and fades away. This transient nature, coupled with its colossal size, makes the blooming of a Rafflesia arnoldii a rare and captivating spectacle, one that draws botanists and nature lovers from around the globe. But the intrigue of this flower doesn't end with its size and bloom duration. The Rafflesia arnoldii is in many ways a paradox. It's a flower that defies the common perception of what a flower should be. It's a giant that lives briefly, a beauty that carries a weight, a spectacle that exists in fleeting moments. This remarkable flower is not only famous for its size, but also for its rather peculiar scent. But more on that later. For now, let's marvel at the wonder that is the Rafflesia arnoldii, a true giant among flowers. Imagine the smell of rotting meat. That's the fragrance of the Rafflesia arnoldii. Yes, you heard it right. This giant among flowers doesn't just make a visual statement, it also leaves an olfactory imprint that's hard to forget. Now don't wrinkle your nose just yet. This potent aroma, which some compare to the stench of decaying flesh, serves a crucial purpose in the life cycle of this extraordinary plant. Much like a neon billboard in a bustling city, the smell serves to attract attention. But in this case, the audience isn't humans, it's insects, specifically carrion flies and beetles. These insects, usually drawn to the smell of decomposing matter to lay their eggs, are tricked into visiting the flower. The potent smell convinces these insects that the Rafflesia arnoldii is a suitable location for their offspring. As they crawl over the vast, petal-like lobes of the flower, they unknowingly pick up pollen. When they fly off, deceived and eggless, they carry with them the pollen that will fertilize other Rafflesia flowers. This ingenious method of pollination is nature's way of ensuring the continuation of the species, despite the flower's short blooming period and its scarcity. In terms of its impact on the surrounding environment, the scent of the Rafflesia arnoldii is surprisingly localized. The stench is most potent at the heart of the flower and quickly dissipates with distance. This means that while the smell can be overpowering up close, it doesn't negatively affect the overall atmosphere of the rainforest. So, as off-putting as it may seem, this stench of decay is a testament to the resourcefulness and resilience of nature. It's a clever survival strategy that has allowed the Rafflesia arnoldii, a flower that blooms infrequently and only for a few days, to continue to grace our world with its unique presence. This cadaverous perfume isn't just for show, it's a clever survival strategy. The Rafflesia arnoldii is a master of deception and survival. This botanical wonder, often deemed the corpse flower, is a parasite, living off a host plant known as the tetrastigma vine. Unlike most plants, it doesn't photosynthesize. Instead, it embeds itself into the vine, drawing all its nutrients and water directly from the host. This parasitic lifestyle allows it to survive without roots, leaves, or even a stem. The flower's life cycle is as fascinating as it is bizarre. Its journey begins as a tiny seed, dispersed by animals or the wind. If the seed finds a tetrastigma vine, it invades the host, growing inside it for several months or even years, unseen to the naked eye. The flower only becomes visible when it's ready to bloom, bursting forth from the vine in a spectacular display. But the blooming of a Rafflesia arnoldii is a rare sight to behold. The flower takes up to 10 months to develop, and when it finally blooms, it only lasts for a few days before wilting away. During this brief window, the flower emits a pungent odor, akin to rotting meat, attracting carrion flies for pollination. This is a critical stage in the flower's life cycle, as it is the only opportunity for the flower to reproduce. The male and female flowers grow on separate vines, and for successful pollination, a fly must visit a male flower first, collecting pollen, and then a female flower. The odds of this happening are slim, making the Rafflesia arnoldii's reproduction process a game of chance. The flower's seed pod takes a year to mature, and once ripe, it splits open, releasing its seeds into the surrounding area, ready to start the cycle anew. But the journey of these seeds is fraught with challenges, and only a small fraction will find a suitable host and survive to bloom. Living off another plant and rarely blooming, the Rafflesia arnoldii truly is a botanical enigma. Its survival and reproduction strategies, marked by parasitism and rarity, underscore the diversity and adaptability of life on Earth. The Rafflesia arnoldii calls the rainforests of Southeast Asia its home. Now imagine a thick, lush forest where the air is heavy with moisture, and the cacophony of tropical wildlife echoes through the trees. This is where the corpse flower thrives. The Rafflesia arnoldii is a fussy resident. It requires specific conditions to grow: a host vine, tetrastigma, to latch onto, a humid environment to duplicate, and a specific temperature range, usually between 20 and 30 degrees Celsius. It's a bit like Goldilocks, isn't it? It needs everything just right. The flower is found predominantly in Indonesia, specifically on the islands of Sumatra and Borneo, but its range extends across Southeast Asia, including parts of Malaysia, Thailand, and the Philippines. It's a true tropical dweller, preferring the dense undergrowth of the rainforest floor to the open plains or mountainsides. However, its specific needs and the rapid deforestation in the ecosystem. In Indonesia, for example, the government has established protected areas where the flowers can grow undisturbed. Conservation groups are working tirelessly to educate the public about the importance of these flowers and the need to protect their habitats. In Malaysia, the Rafflesia is considered a national behemoth that defies norms with its size hard to ignore. We've explored its habitat, the lush rainforest of Indonesia, where it lives and thrives. These unique species deserve our attention and preservation efforts, not just for their intrigue, but for the integral role they play in the ecosystem. In the grand tapestry of nature, even the most peculiar creatures have their place. The Rafflesia arnoldii is no exception.